Right. This morning, I'm excited to introduce Ryan Hall, a dedicated professional and owner of Handyman and Construction Services. This year, Ryan's most excited about expanding his business to serve larger jobs, thanks to his newest hire. With plans in motion to tackle bigger drywall projects, Ryan's setting up for a productive winter season. On a personal note, he and his family are eagerly anticipating the arrival of his newest family member in February. Outside of his professional endeavors, Ryan is a man of many interests. He runs a highly successful Etsy shop where he crafts historical display boxes for collectible coins, medals, documents, and other military artifacts. As a military history buff, one of his prized possessions is an ancestry booklet, or like a passport, from Nazi Germany. Although he believes it might be counterfeit, he finds it fascinating as it was likely used to evade authorities. In addition to his business and hobby pursuits, Ryan is the Sandy High School tennis coach, and he also is competing in the USTA League this fall, aiming to secure a ranking. Ryan's multifaceted life and passion makes him a dynamic individual, both professionally and personally. Ryan, I will give you a 2-minute warning.
Well, that feels great. Just waltzing right into my 10-minute with that. Let me see. Let me share my screen here. I was like standing in the doorway of the stadium, just like, Eye of the Tiger playing. That's kind of like how I feel right now. It's great. So, welcome. My name is Ryan Hall, and technically my business name is Ryan Hall Handyman and Construction Services. I never really thought that I was going to have this business where I was going to do all this SEO marketing and need to have some flashy name that's just going to like shoot off the page at people. So I just thought, hey, put my name on it. I see people, Lenny Martin painting. I see Dean Silva excavation. They seem to be just fine with their trucks out there. So why not? So here I am, Ryan Hall, Handyman and Construction Services, LLC. I'm licensed, bonded, insured residential general contractor. I recently got my lead-based paint renovations certification, so I can work on any home that's built before 1978 to provide dust containment situations for any home that might have lead. So I first, evolved from a handyman. I used to do small little jobs, apartment turnovers, loose doorknob here and there, and now I'm doing bigger jobs, and we'll get into that a little bit. So about me, I live in Sandy. Everyone says, oh my gosh, that's so far away. It's Sandy, but it's not really. It's only about 30 minutes away from Portland on a good day. I have a bachelor's degree in Willamette University in sociology in 2014. I'm artistic and creative. If you come over to my house, you'll see that pretty much every wall in my house has got art all over it. Sometimes that can be overwhelming to people. Military history nut, as Whitney talked about. I've been in construction for 3 years, going on my 4th in business for myself. I'm a volunteer at the Sandy Active Theater, Sandy Historical Society, and the Church of the Unitarian Universalist Church on 181st, which I call the Church of I Don't Know, which is great. Yeah, family, got Hans in the middle, got Burdock, my stepson, on the left, and my wonderful wife, Deanna. She was a professional artist before we married, and now she's a stay-at-home mom, and she still does art in the off time. This is one of my historical boxes, in case you guys are wondering. I do sell them on Etsy. So my why, people ask me, why are you in construction? You could do a million things. You're smart, you're bright. Why do you do this? And I say, well, I love helping people. And, helping people is what drives me to get up every morning. People say, why aren't you doing renovations? Well, I can do that, but it's not the same, arguing about the tile, what sort of pattern you want isn't as important to me as helping, you get rid of the black mold above your headboard, because that's what's going to kill you. And that's what I care about. I thought I'd try social work. I have a bachelor's in sociology. I worked at nonprofits like ERCO, Community Vision in Southeast Portland. And then I started my own employment services company called Vanguard Employment, where we created over 250 career track jobs for people with barriers to employment. At the end of 4 years, we had a 95% retention rate. So COVID happened, and I asked myself, hey, what are my values? What are the things that matter to me? I helped other people and my clients help them figure out what they really wanted to do by this very same exercise. And, looked at my values. My values are community, service, lifelong learning, adventure, and excellence. I thought about the ability to be really good at something. I thought about what could I do to help people. And so I picked construction. I joined two residential GCs, and started working in the Gresham area to do whole home remodels and huge repair jobs. So I learned a lot. I continue to learn a lot. And that's one of the things that really attracts me to this industry. I'm a quick learner and I like helping people. So I took my contractor's test, and I broke off onto my own to start my own handyman business. And quickly that went from small jobs to much, much larger jobs. And 2023 was my best year yet, generating over 3 times the revenue that I did as my first year. My scope of work, regrouting things, siliconing things, drywall, sheetrock repair. You want me to come in and just demo your deck for you because it's falling down, or you want me to replace that deck, finish carpentry, it really runs the gamut of what in your home is broken and that needs to be fixed. Any part of your home that needs repair, that is my domain. And if I can't do it, I know someone who does. I do not do flooring, and I do not do paint, whole house paints or whole house siding jobs or roofing. But guess what? I know people who do. So, some of the work that I come into, I have clients, excuse me, I have clients that come in and say, hey, I had another guy come in and they did some work and I wasn't happy with it. The top picture on the right is one of those things where you have, mix mash of trim, and you come in and you just do the right thing and you get the right sized trim and you put it all in. So it's just kind of simple things like that that are kind of quality of life things where people walk into their bathroom and they go, this just looks ugly. I just need someone to do this right. There can be that, and sometimes it can be bigger jobs, like this in-ground deck I did here in Sandy, where, it's just built into the ground. It was a tough one because when you're building on dirt and a mixture of dirt and concrete, you have a lot of different variables you need to think about. It's called a picture frame deck where you have two sides of the deck and then you have a clean line running through the middle of it. These are just kind of smaller decks that I've done last year. This one was a handrail one. She wanted it all gated in so her dogs could run around. That was kind of a fun one. So bigger jobs, I used to just paint full rooms and now I'm painting whole condos. This one, I don't know if you can notice, but in the bottom picture, it's dark. And yeah, when we left, it was 10:30 p.m. that night. We had to stay till the job was done. The movers were coming the following day. Everyone was lined up and we needed to get it done. And my employee Lars and we stayed till about 10:30 that night. And I did buy him a beer afterwards, and he was very, very happy with a bonus. So that was good. But the point is that we'll stay till the job's done. We're not going to just kind of get up and leave because it hit 5 o'clock. If, the moving truck is coming, we got to get it done. So some drywall jobs that we've done, we work closely behind plumbers. A person will need to get their whole house replumbed. And so we'll come and do the drywall. So water damage, that's really a lot of what I do is dealing with water damage. Now, just looking at this picture, can you tell that there's water damage done? You might see that little crack on the right side of that molding, right? This is a referral from another BNI member, Matt Brubacher with Cobalt Painting. He is an amazing referral partner for me because when he goes to talk to a customer about a full house paint, but there are moldings that are damaged or there's siding that needs to be repaired, he calls me in so that we can do the siding and the repairs before they paint the whole house. So this is one of those jobs that escalated quickly. I was brought in to replace 7 window moldings, and taking off one of those moldings, it became clear that the moldings were just the tip of the iceberg. You see here, there's holes now in your plywood, right? So that's you pull the molding off and you got holes now. You stick your finger in one of those holes, you're feeling insulation.
2 minutes.
Okay. So this is what it turned out to be. You pull off the siding and now you're standing there with your client and you're going, well, what do? We have to do it now. So I brought in another contractor. We both worked together and put it back together. Every repair tells a story. This one was a house over in Sandy and didn't have a covered patio. The water just pounding the side of this house day in and day out. And then so, you have to create a situation where that's not going to happen again. My job is to diagnose and determine what is the best solution for the house at that point. And if there's not mitigation strategies in place for water, your house is going to get destroyed over and over again. And I don't want to be the contractor who comes in and just does the repair and then goes, well, when this breaks down in 2 years, call me again and I'll fix it again. And then you have to call me back in 2 years. And then, what are we even doing? Right? So this is probably the biggest one I did recently. This is just a siding job. It turned out to be, hey, let's just replace some siding. Okay, great. Okay, well, that's more siding than we thought was going to happen. Oh, and then actually the support beam underneath the house is damaged. It's actually gone. The bottom right corner, the vertical post is gone too. So now you have this house that's basically sitting on shoestring and bubble gum, basically. We were under there going, I don't even know how this is holding right now. So we had to replace it one piece at a time. So I brought in another contractor, and that's his dog, actually. He likes to work with his dog. So we brought it in. We put a new beam in there, and it was a 16-foot long 6x6. And it's a big one, you know. One of the things, the values that I have for clients is not only being able to do the work, but being able to have a deep bench of people that I can call on when that situation arises. If it's something that's too big, I have resources for people. I spend a lot of energy and time trying to cultivate a list of tradespeople that I can call in to help to get my clients get their problems solved. That's where BNI comes in. I have all of you who I can refer to my clients who I know, like, and trust to be able to serve my clients well. Those referrals to my clients reflects well on me as well. Another thing about having a deep bench of people to call, when I call one of my trades to come in and help me or my client, they tend to move things around for me because I am their golden goose. I don't know how many times you call a plumber every month, but I call mine about 6 times a month. So whenever I call, they go, oh, Ryan's calling. Let me go and drop everything I'm doing to go help him out, which then gets you a better product because you're going to get your problem addressed sooner. And everyone likes that, right? So they gave me the wholesale price versus retail price, and I can get them out sooner than you might. These are some of the advantages of having a general contractor like myself to work on your home. And if things go sideways or we discover deeper issues that require more heads to solve, rest assured, I'll stay with my clients and provide the resources until that job is done. That is one of the primary differences between me and a typical handyman. Handyman work is generally smaller scale, loose doorknob, broken gate latch, from 1-hour jobs to a whole day. Generally, they're unlicensed, uninsured. I am licensed, insured, bonded. My boss is the client and the state of Oregon. I'm also licensed to work on homes that have lead paint. And a lot of my work is about making things look like damage was never done in the first place. So, if you know anyone who is looking for someone who's doing handyman work or home repair work, pass them along to me. I want to be that first person that they call when things kind of go sideways. I don't really want to be that guy who goes, sorry, I can't help you. I want to be the person who can help people no matter what situation, because as a homeowner, it can be kind of scary. You're pulling off the whole side of your house and you're standing there with your jaw on the floor going, what do we do? You need someone who's going to be able to hold your hand and go, everything's going to be okay. I think that's it.
Good job, Ryan. I'm gonna pause this real